My name is Rodney Hughes, Mr. 100%. And in today's video, we're going to talk about how to get a job. Okay? How to get a job. Now, here's the deal. I don't know where you are in your career at this point. Maybe you're fresh out of high school or you're fresh out of college and you're just now beginning on your career path and you're trying to figure out, okay, I don't have much experience. How do I go about getting a job? Or maybe you've been working for a while, maybe 5 years, 10 years or so, and now you're ready for a change, but you haven't been interviewing on a regular basis. And so you're interested in how do you get a job? Or maybe you've been caught up in some type of unfortunate type of circumstance where maybe you got laid off because the company decided to restructure the organization and they made a business decision to lay people off, and you ended up getting caught up in that. And now you're forced to get out into the job force and try to get a job. Or maybe you're a seasoned veteran and maybe there's a situation where your organization has asked you to take and elect for an early retirement, but you're not ready to call it a quits, and now you're back on the job hunt and you're trying to get a job. Regardless of what your situation is, I'm going to share some extremely valuable information in this video that's going to help you and is going to teach you how to go about getting a job. All right. I'm excited to dive right into this. Let me go ahead and switch over to my computer. All right. So listen, before we dive into the presentation, today's presentation is being brought to you by Interview Prep University. It is a 100% free virtual training platform that is dedicated to helping you accomplish one thing and one thing only, and it's dedicated to helping you exponentially improve your odds of being able to be massively successful in the job interview process. In this platform, you're going to learn everything you need to know from point A all the way to point Z in the job interview process and learn what you can do to maximize your effectiveness at every single phase of the interview process. If you'd like to become a free member, again, it's 100% free. There are no strings attached. If you'd like to become a free member and join Interview Prep University now, all you got to do is go to www.interviewprepuniversity, or you could click the link just beneath this video. Okay? So again, what we're talking about in this video is how to get a job. And so what I want to do is I want to share with you 4 vital secrets that are going to help you to go out into the marketplace and get a job. All right. Let's start here with secret number 1. Secret number 1 is I need you to be the solution. Okay. Be the solution. The unfortunate thing is that nowadays, so many people try to take a one-size-fits-all approach to getting a job, okay? And it starts with their resume. So most people, they'll do their resume and they try to make it so that it's pretty much a one-size-fits-all. They speak in vague generalities on their resume. And so essentially what ends up happening is because they're trying to be for everyone, they end up being for no one, essentially, okay? And so I remember probably about a decade ago, I was actually in a real tricky situation. So I was working a job that I absolutely hated. Okay. I was doing 100% cold calling. I was going in and out of businesses, left and right, having people curse me out, having people look at me like I was crazy. Okay. And to make things worse, I was actually earning below the poverty line. And I remember I got really frustrated. I had a situation that happened, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to get out of this situation. I'm going to start looking for a job, and I'm going to aggressively go after a job, because what I was taught is when you start looking for a job, you need to just pound the pavement and go at it. So for like the next 2 to 3 weeks, I started pounding the pavement. I started applying to every job I possibly could around the country because I was willing to relocate if I needed to. And what I ended up running into was more rejection and more failure than I had ever experienced up to that point in my life. Okay. I was applying and applying. I think I literally applied to over 100 jobs over, let's say, a 2 to 3 week time frame. And I got nothing but no's. Okay. And it's kind of like that old saying goes, when the student is ready, the master will appear. I ended up running into a young lady who ended up being eventually being a mentor of mine. And I remember this one particular day, I was venting to her because I was applying to all these jobs and I wanted so badly to get out of my situation. And what I was doing was I was doing what I was taught, which is have a general resume and send it as many places as you can using pretty much that throw mud against the wall approach and hope that something sticks. And so I was venting to her one day, and she was being patient with me. And then once I finished venting, she asked me a question that pretty much changed my life. She said, Rodney, what if everything you've been taught about the job interview process has been an absolute lie? So when she asked me that, I was like, well, I never considered that. Okay. And she said, look, you've been taught to take a real generalist approach to trying to go about getting a job. She said, but what you need to do is you need to be a specialist. Okay. You need to stop using a machine gun approach and you need to start using a sniper approach. Okay. And so essentially what she did is she told me, go out there, find a job that I was interested in, which I did. And then she said, send me your resume. I sent the resume to her, and then she started asking me a series of pointed questions about my experience in my career up to this point. And so over the course of like a week, she kept asking me questions. And then next thing you know, when she gave me my resume back and I got to see it, I was like, oh my God, who is this? Okay. Because it looked like I was somebody completely different. Okay. And what I realized that she did was she ended up taking my resume, taking my experience, and she ended up positioning it in a way without lying, without exaggerating, without embellishing. She ended up positioning my background in a way to where it looked extremely valuable because she pretty much positioned it in a way that was specifically catered for that role that I was interested in. So to make a long story not as long, what ended up happening is I ended up applying for the job. And within probably, I think, 2 or 3 days, the CEO of that particular company where I applied ended up reaching out to me at it was like 1:38 or something like that in the morning and said, hey, I came across your resume. I'm very interested in speaking with you. Right. And ended up doing the telephone interview. The next week ended up going in on site for an interview. And then right after that, I think it was the same day that I actually interviewed, they ended up calling me to extend me an offer. And instantly I went from earning below the poverty line to almost quadrupling my income. Now, here's what I want you to understand. After that situation and after I got that job, I became absolutely obsessed with learning everything that I can about being effective in the job interview process. Because what I realized is that, oh, wow, it's not so much about how good you are at doing the job. It's about how good can you position yourself as the solution that that company is looking for. Okay? Because that's all that changed. I started focusing on positioning myself at every point of the process as being the solution that they were looking for. I no longer was focused on being a generalist. I said, this is the job I want, and I positioned everything I could around helping them understand that I am the solution that you are looking for. And if you will embrace that mentality as you go on your job hunt, I promise you, you will get better results. Okay, I absolutely promise you. If you don't listen to nothing else in this entire presentation, understand, be the solution at every step of the interview process, and you will exponentially improve your odds of being successful. All right. Secret number 2, don't be delusional. Okay. Now, what do I mean here? Okay. What I need you to understand. So I'm an executive recruiter. Okay. I recruit for one of the top, probably one of the top 10 industries in the world. Okay. And it's amazing. Like at one point I used to post job advertisements out there, and I just stopped doing that now. And the reason why is because 99% of the people that apply to my job when I post it out there on a major job board or so, 99% of those people are freaking delusional. Okay. They are delusional. Okay. If I post let's say a director of, I don't know, engineering. Let's say a director of engineering job. 99% of the people that apply to it don't have nowhere near the background of what I'm asking for on that job description. Okay. And then some of the people are just absolutely delusional. I mean, I've had people, I can't make this up now. Okay. I've had people apply to a director role that in their resume, it said, I'm a cook at this restaurant, right? They don't have, I went to high school. I didn't get a bachelor's degree. I have a high school degree. Now listen, this ain't a knock at you if you don't have a degree. Okay. This ain't a knock at you if you worked as a cook. Okay. That's not the point of this. The point is that you are wasting your time and you are wasting that company's time applying for a job that you don't even have the credentials for. Right? I want you to look at the job description that you find out there for a job you're interested in as a cheat sheet. Okay? It is a cheat sheet to tell you exactly what that company is looking for out of this particular position. And I like to say this, if you don't meet at least 70% of what they're looking for out of that role, you don't have any business applying to that role. Okay? Because if you apply, that means you're delusional. Okay? A better approach would be, if you don't have the background today, then the best thing for you to do instead of applying for that role is to ask yourself, what can I do right here, right now in this moment in order to position myself so that I can have a job like this in the future? That's a better use of time. That's a better use of approaching that type of opportunity. You understand? But don't be delusional, because here's the thing. I've seen that approach backfire on people when they're delusional and they're applying for stuff that they know they have no business applying for. See, what you got to remember is this. We are in a technological age. Okay. And why is that important? Because here's the deal. Me as a recruiter, if you apply for my job and I feel like, oh, this person is delusional. Okay. Here's the thing. A year from now, I probably won't even remember that you applied for any of my jobs that I posted out there. But, okay, here's the big but. The computer will never forget. The computer has a phenomenal memory. Okay, so if you apply for a job that you have no business applying for, you've already marked yourself as a delusional candidate. Okay, and when they see that you applied for stuff you had no business applying for, and then even if it's 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line, the company will never tell you this, but you will miss out on opportunities because you were delusional 5-10 years ago. Okay? You got to keep this in mind. Okay? So the point is this. I need you to be realistic about where you are in your career at this point. If you have the background, by all means, use the 70% rule. Okay? If you got the background, then go ahead and apply for the role. If you got at least 70%, better yet, I'll tell you what I do, right? When I look at a job that I was interested in applying for, the thing that I'm always trying to strive towards is something that I call the thank God effect. Okay, I want when that hiring manager or that recruiter ends up coming in contact with my resume for a particular job, I want them to say, thank God this person applied for the role. Okay, and usually the way you end up getting to that point is if you have 70% or more of the background and you do a great job of positioning yourself on the resume and helping them easily see your value. That's how you create the thank God effect. Okay. But I'm telling you, don't be delusional. Okay. If you need to get a job, you need to ask yourself, what is the logical progression of role that you could get into? So if you're fresh out of high school or fresh out of college, I don't care if you even got your PhD. Don't apply for a director level role. Okay. Don't apply for it unless they say that in some odd universe that they're looking to hire somebody fresh out of college for a director level role. But if they don't say that, you don't need to be delusional, okay? Because it will do more harm to you in the long run than it will serve you good. Okay. Secret number 3. I want you to use gravity. Okay. Now here's the deal. Okay. There's nothing that has gotten me a job faster than using gravity. What do I mean when I say this? Okay. I don't know what level role that you're trying to apply for, but this applies whether you're trying to get an entry level position. I'll even go to the extent of saying, especially if you're trying to get an entry level position, or whether you're trying to get like a VP or even maybe a CEO level. Okay. When I say you got to use gravity, this comes from a lesson that I learned right after I ended up graduating from college. Okay. I ended up, I was trying to get a job with Fox Sports in Atlanta, Georgia. And I had applied to this job and I kept trying to figure out ways to get somebody to respond at Fox Sports to see if I could get this particular account executive job. I wasn't hearing from anybody. Okay. I called in, I sent emails to people. Nobody responded. Okay. I just somehow ended up coming across this directory for the Fox Sports Network at their headquarters that was out in California. And on this particular directory, it had the business development vice president, I believe it was. And it had this person's email address on there. And I said, there's no way in hell that this guy's email address is going to be on here, right? But I said, hey, I have nothing to lose. I ended up reaching out to this guy via email. I said, hey, I actually did an intern with Sun Sports, and I see that you all have an account executive role in Atlanta. I'm very interested in that role. I think I could bring a lot of great value, but I haven't been able to hear from anybody up there. Is there any way you could point me in the right direction of what I could do? This guy responded within an hour. The VP, the vice president of all of Fox Sports, okay, ended up responding within an hour. The next day, that hiring manager that I heard nothing from for like 2 or 3 weeks was calling me, okay, and was doing a telephone interview with me. Now, here's the thing. I did not end up getting that position, okay? I wasn't the right fit for the role. Fair enough, okay? But I learned a more valuable lesson. I learned the lesson of gravity, okay? I learned the lesson of don't be afraid to go to the top of the food chain, okay? Go to the CEO, go to the owner, okay? But go to somebody who has the power to say yes, okay? The power to make stuff happen, okay? That's what the power of gravity is. You go to the top, they'll force everybody below them to start taking action in your favor if you're willing to use gravity to your advantage, right? That's all I do. Since after that experience, I said, from this point forward, that's what I'm doing, okay? I'm going to the top of the food chain and dealing there. Because here's the thing, always remember this. Anybody can say no, okay? Hey, the janitor, and this ain't no disrespect to anyone that's a janitor, but a janitor can tell you no, okay? But it's not that many people who can say yes to just about anything. You understand that? So the thing is, when I say use gravity, don't be afraid to go to people that can say yes, okay? And get their attention. You'd be surprised at how easy it is to get their attention because most people are too afraid to go up the food chain. Huh? Most people are way too afraid to go up the food chain. Okay? But most of the jobs that I've gotten since that day, as a matter of fact, every job that I've gotten, with the exception of one, since that day has come by way of me going right to the top of the food chain. Facts. Use gravity to your benefit. All right. And then the fourth secret. Okay. I need you to bring your A game. Okay. I need you to do like this picture says and be the best version of you. See, here's the thing. Okay. I tell people this all the time. When it comes to getting a job, the tricky thing about getting a job is that it doesn't matter how good you are at the doing of whatever that job is. This is a game of perception. Okay? I want you to think about this for a second. A company that's looking to hire a candidate only has a few different things to go off of to make their decision, okay, about whether or not they're going to hire you. Number one, what do you say about you, right? So they look at your resume, right? What did you say about yourself? Is your resume impressive? Number two, what do you do? As you go through the interview process, how well do you actually interview in the process? Do you seem to live up to what you said on your resume? And then number three, what do other people say about you? What do your references say about you? What does the background check company say about you? But if you think about it, that's all that a company has to go off of. And for that reason, you need to understand that this is a game of perception. Okay? I tell people all the time, in the ideal world, the person with the best skills will typically always get the job. But in the real world, the person who creates the best perception in the interview process is typically going to be the one who gets the job. And those two things are not always the same. Okay? And so you got to understand that, yes, it's important for you to be good at the job that you do. Okay, but you also have another set of skills that you need to develop. You need to develop the skills of being able to position yourself and build a perception in the mind of the hiring executives and the hiring professionals that you're dealing with, that you are the solution that they're looking for. Okay, and that is a different set of skills. And so you have to commit yourself to doing everything you can to learning how to develop those skills, because I see it every day. I see extremely talented people who miss out on great opportunities, great job opportunities. They end up getting passed over for promotions. They end up getting passed over for new job offers because they never took the time to develop their skill sets from when it comes to being able to manage their perception in the interview process. Okay. And so you have to dedicate yourself to learning those skills. And again, that's where Interview Prep University, okay, that www.interviewprepuniversity.com, that's where that course is so valuable. Okay. That's where that platform is so valuable, because it teaches you the skills of being able to control your perception and be able to exponentially improve your odds throughout the entire process. But these are the 4 things that you need to do that's going to help you get a job. So you want to know how to get a job? That's how you go about getting a job. Do these 4 things. Go through this video over and over again so that you can really internalize the things that I've said here and watch. Okay, just doing these 4 things alone will exponentially improve your odds of having great success in the interview process. Okay? Listen, I hope you like this video. Okay, if you like the video, do me a favor, like this video, comment on this video, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed already. Okay, listen, one more time. This video right here was brought to you by Interview Prep University. Okay, it's a 100% free video training platform. And in this platform, you're going to learn everything you need to know about effectively maneuvering through the job interview process. And so if you'd like to become a free member of this particular university, all you have to do is go to www.interviewprepuniversity.com, or you could just click the link beneath this video. All right, listen, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.